Good evening. Welcome to Thomas Jefferson High School. This evening, before reading starting lineups, and we please all rise for the playing of our national anthem. Okay, the starters for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Number 1, Shields. Number 2, Rodney Gallagher. Number 5, Caleb Colombo. Number 12, Brandon Davis. And number 21, Nick Egnott. Head coach of the Mustangs, Rich Logger, John Smith, and De'Aaron Jenkins are the assistants. For the Jaguars, starters, number 1, Ian Hansen. Number 10, Aiden Kelly. Number 12, Jake Pugh. Number 34, Ethan Duncy. And number 32, Sean McSwiggan. Head coach of the Jaguars, Ron DeSico. Assistants, Bill Corbin, Ryan Alderson, Billy Airy, and Dave Alderson.
And we're underway. Pugh with the point. Dishes off to Ian Hansen. And looks back to the left side. Aiden Kelly fires a 3. No good. Rebound to the Mustangs. Pushing the ball up the floor for Laurel Highlands is Gallagher. Down to the corner to DeShields. Drives, puts up a floater in the air, and he's fouled. So the Mustangs will head to the line early.
That's something TJ's going to want to limit as well tonight, keeping this LH team from getting to the free throw line.
Well, we have McSwiggan in the starting lineup, replacing the injured Preston Zandier. That may help against this lineup. That adds a little bit more size and quickness.
And it is McSwiggan who picks up the early foul. And DeShields knocks down both of those free throws. The Mustangs up 2-0. Back the other way, it's Kelly. Out on the edge of the TJ logo. Top of the key, pulls up, dishes off to Jake Pugh. Moves to the left, fires from 3 off the backside of the iron, no good. Rebound to the Mustangs, and pulling the ball down is Nick Egot.
Naz did mention the injury to Preston Zandier, a sprained ankle in Saturday's loss to South Allegheny. He's out tonight. Don DeSico said he expects him to return next week, so encouraging news for Zandier, who made the Big 33 football team yesterday.
Oh, really? That's great. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Congrats to him. Highlands looking baseline, gets it to go. Dish to Rodney Gallagher, puts it up off glass. It's 4-0 Mustangs, 6:35 to play here in the first.
That was a beautiful pass. Backdoor cut by Gallagher. That was a nice pass.
Bounce pass to Sean McSwiggan, who will put the Jags on the board with 2. Firing back on the other side, a 3-ball from Gallagher, no good. Rebound to Pugh. He comes quickly back the other way, and his shot blocked by DeShields, and it'll be picked up by Gallagher. Gallagher tripped up a little in the lane, gets his shot up, doesn't go. Rebound to Dunsey.
That's good defense by McSwiggan there.
There's that speed that we talked about with LH. Rodney Gallagher leads the way with that.
Ian Hansen letting the offense settle in. Drives into the lane, pushes out to McSwiggan, and he'll get whistled for the travel as he hits the turf.
Could have been double dribble as well.
DeSico, when we talked earlier this week after TJ's win over Connellsville, he mentioned stopping their transition, but also rebounding the basketball. They need to win the rebounding battle if they want to win this game.
Well, they do have the size. They just have to be able to. Nice pass again.
Yeah, pass down low. And one opportunity as Brandon Davis gets the hoop and the harm. 4-point lead for the Mustangs, and they'll look to increase that with Davis at the line.
Laurel Highlands big three all in the scoring column.
And bucket doesn't go. We'll hold it 6-2 with 5:25 to play here in the first. Hugh on the left side. Looks inside to Dunsey. Takes a dribble, spin, puts it up off the front side of the iron, no good. Rebound to Egot, and he'll hand it off to Davis to move up the floor quickly for the Mustangs. Goes right side, Palumbo's three, no good. Rebound put back for Nick Egot.
That's 4 rebounds for Nick Egot already in this game.
Doing big man things early here for the Mustangs. Dribbling in the lane as Kelly puts his shot up, no good. Battle for the rebound, and it's McSwiggan coming up with it.
That's what McSwiggan will give you. He'll give you a lot of hustle plays.
The lob inside to Dunsey, basket and the foul. 6'6" senior will head to the line for the Jags, and that's a little explosion of momentum I think Thomas Jefferson needed.
I'd like to see that emotion from Dunsey after a big play.
Hopefully he can carry it throughout the game.
That's something that TJ needs. They need this inside presence that McSwiggan and Dunsey have given them early on here.
Shot doesn't go from the free throw line. Back the other way for the Mustangs is Davis, and they'll lose the ball out of bounds off Caleb Palumbo, so this will be Thomas Jefferson basketball. Mentioned these two teams are first and second in the section. Again, everybody who wants to be in the playoffs will be in the playoffs this season. Pull up from the line, Ian Hansen foul. He'll shoot a pair with 4:34 to play here in the first. Highlands in first place in the section, coming in 9-3 overall record, 7-0 in the section. For Thomas Jefferson, they're 15-3 overall. Tested a few more times in this Mustangs team, but 5-2 in the section. Of course, one of the section losses coming to this Laurel Highlands team. First one is good, and the second as well from Ian Hansen to cut this to a 2-point game.
Hansen, one of TJ's better free throw shooter, shooting over 80% from the charity stripe this season.
Davis to DeShields on the left side. Davis will bring it back up to the letters. Back to DeShields left corner. Quick no-look pass inside, but have to push it back to the outside. Quick all movement here from the Mustangs, trying to catch the defense off guard, and they don't quite do it. A long-range three from Rodney Gallagher bounces up high outside the backboard, so it'll be a Thomas Jefferson ball. Chance to tie things up or take the lead here. 3:55 to go in the first.
So we have a new camera angle for tonight's game. Hope everybody's able to see this pretty well.
As Hansen drives, layup off glass and good. Tie ball game. Hansen's 4th point of the quarter.
Nice aggressive move there by Ian Hansen. Showing no fear.
Just enough of a little fake move to shake his defender and get down low as we got a nice pass inside to DeShields, and falling away hits the bucket to make it 10-8 Mustangs. Hansen across the timeline, guarded by Davis. Gives it off to Pugh. Pugh takes the screen, looks inside, give and go to Dunsey, doesn't go.
He has to finish that.
Gallagher back the other way in transition, and his basket and the foul. Great move towards the basket from Gallagher.
TJ has to take advantage of those opportunities on the offensive end of the floor, and costly one there.
That's 2 fouls on McSwiggan. Jordan Mayer came into the game for him, and Ethan's taking a seat as well. Ethan Dunsey, he's being replaced by Aiden Kelly.
Kelly was replaced earlier by Evan Berger, who's also in the game.
Gallagher finishes off the old-fashioned three-point play.
13-8, Laurel Highlands in front. On the floor, Kelly, Pugh, Mayer, and Berger, who hits the three.
Right on
Make it a
cue.
2-point game.
I'll tell you what, he started out early today. He didn't get on the board until the third quarter at Laurel Highlands, and then he was really knocking them down. I think he had 4 for the game.
Quick moving inside, and it's Nick Egot on the board again for the Mustangs.
We have a chat from Kenzie. She says hi to everybody.
And we're going to have an offensive foul. Hi, Kenzie.
The daughter of sports editor Jeremy Salou. Curly Sue.
Great way to spend your Friday night. I don't care how old you are. Taking in some basketball. Always good to study of the game, as Kenzie often does. Little future baller. 4-point deficit here for the Jags. Mustang drives in the lane. Gallagher shot rattles around, no good. As Berger brings the ball up the court. Bombs inside to Mayer. Trying to dribble around Egot. Switches hands, gets to the basket. Shot doesn't go, but he'll head to the line and kind of close this into a 2-point game. 1:57 to play here in the first.
That's Egot's second foul.
First one is airballed there. A little bit of a reaction from the
Yeah.
LH bench.
And he makes the second. 3-point game, 1:55 to go here in the first. Gallagher at the point for Laurel Highlands. Guarded tightly by Hansen. Gets it off to Davis, left side.
Hansen face guarding Rodney Gallagher. He's not going to let him out of his sight.
Davis, top of the key, tries to shake Mayer, and the pass knocked out of bounds by the Jags. Quick hands from Jake Pugh to break up that pass.
Guess this type of defense on Rodney Gallagher isn't a bad decision.
I would say not.
The bad news is that he can even make shots when he has a hand in his face.
Absolutely. Davis taking some time off the clock here. It's to Gallagher, which is back out to Terrence Thomas Brown, who's checked in for the Mustangs. To Shields, drives, shot off the backboard, rebound to Pugh. He goes quickly in transition to Hansen, gets the move and the basket.
Nice move there.
Around a pair of defenders. As we get under a minute to play, it's a 1-point game. Gallagher, right side, drives baseline, runs into Kelly, and we're going to get a goaltend. It's going to take that shot off the board and make a Thomas Jefferson ball. 49.5 on the clock.
That ball was falling as well. It was dropping in the hoop, and Jaden Pratt came up and tried to get a dunk opportunity.
Yep, could have left that one alone and put points on the board, but instead Thomas Jefferson had the chance to take the lead. About 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. Fires, shot from Evan Berger from 3, and it's a 17-15 lead for Thomas Jefferson, under 30 to play. Gallagher over to Davis. And he fires a long-range 3 and knocks it down as well. They've got the lead back 18-17. 15 seconds left, and TJ once again with a chance to get out in front here before the end of the first quarter. I think we're thinking about last shot this time. 6 seconds, 5, drives in the lane. Pugh dishes it out to Hansen, and they're going to say he traveled. He might put Thought they might put a second of time back on this clock, but it'll be 2.6 left as the Mustangs try to figure out their inbounds. Not really sure what they're waiting on to hand this off. Long inbounds comes in about half court to DeShields, and the shot fired from Laurel Highlands, Jaden Pratt, but nothing doing. So the end of the quarter number 1 is here. It's 18-17, Laurel Highlands in front. Thanks for listening along with us on MVI live coverage of WPIAL basketball.
Shout out to Bruno Papasergi. Hello, Bruno. You're watching again tonight. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
And thanks to everybody who's been supporting high school sports on the Mon Valley Independent, MVI Live, and by subscribing to the best high school sports coverage in the Mon Valley.
Here's an amazing stat. In 4 out of 5 quarters that these two teams have played, Laurel Highlands has put up 18 in the quarter.
Wow, and each quarter.
Yes.
That's interesting. Right now, TJ, 2 6-point scorers. Ian Hansen and Evan Berger each with 6 points. Hansen on 3 buckets. Berger with a pair of 3-pointers. And as you mentioned earlier, that Evan Berger in that first meeting was shut out in the first half, had 14 points all in the second half. If they can get him going early, which they have so far, if he can continue that pace, he might make a big impact. He isn't on the court to start the second quarter, but he's bound to make an impact coming off the bench for the Jaguars.
His stroke is looking really good tonight as well.
Laurel Highlands will have the inbound here as we start quarter number 2.
LH, 2 guys with 5 points in that first quarter, Rodney Gallagher and Brandon Davis.
Gallagher in, and shot up and no good from Pratt. Rebound, another attempt no good from the Mustangs, and the Jags will bring it back the other way. Kelly drives into the paint, bounce pass, works it around to the outside to Hansen. His shot doesn't go. Rebound to Davis, and quickly back the other way are the Mustangs. Gallagher looking to one-on-one with Pugh, and he gets his floater up, doesn't go, and his rebound put back attempt from Davis doesn't go as well, but we've got a whistle.
Looks like Duncey's going to get the call.
It'll be Davis heading to the line. 7:22 on the clock here in the second. And the shot doesn't go for Davis.
They gave that foul to Aiden Kelly.
Well, they did. Second foul for Kelly.
He checks out and Berger comes back in. So on the floor for the Jags, Duncey, McSwiggan, Hansen, Pugh, and Berger in for starter Kelly.
Gallagher wanted a foul on Duncey there on the first shot attempt.
It might have been.
2-point advantage here for the Mustangs as turnover comes off the foot of Duncey. Quickly back the other way is Davis. His shot doesn't go. Pratt knocks it loose, and another quick pass down in the corner is Davis.
Well, Laurel Highlands is getting to the hoop. They're just not finishing.
Pratt from the just beyond the free throw line doesn't go. Berger with the rebound back the other way. He pulls up for 3, and he's got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net tonight for Evan Berger. His third three-pointer of the first half. He's got 9.
And he's playing confident. He's running a fast break and pulling up for 3.
That's a 3 that gives Thomas Jefferson the lead, 20-19. Gallagher with the ball. Quick pass inside and goes out of bounds off the foot of Jaden Pratt. Much to the delight of the Jaguars crowd. That's a turnover for Laurel Highlands. Thomas Jefferson with a 1-point lead, 6:20 to play here in the second quarter. As Hansen brings the ball up the floor.
Looked like that might have went off the foot of Pugh, so I think TJ might have gotten away with that one, but maybe the referee had a different angle that I didn't see.
Pugh, top of the key, pulls up for 3 off the backside of the iron. Davis with the rebound, quickly up the floor to Thomas Brown. He keeps it in bounds, but needed a second hand there from Keandre DeShields and couldn't get it. So it'll be another turnover and Thomas Jefferson basketball.
Nice effort there by DeShields to try to go after that loose ball. A little too late. Big possession here for the Jaguars. Chance to maybe push this to a 3-point lead or even a 2-possession lead.
inside, the pass to Dunsey. His shot doesn't go. It's DeShields who's got a hand on it.
Dunsey has to use his body and just go up strong on these guys.
Absolutely. Pratt puts a shot up that doesn't go, and he'll be fouled on the way.
Like that.
Yeah. That one is going to go.
On Berger, I think.
Yeah,
it's on
yeah.
Dunsey. Oh, they called it on.
23?
No, they're fixing this.
There's no 23 in a game.
I'm thinking they met Berger, and that was a 2-4, because I did see the 4 on the other hand. But
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Looked like it might have been on Dunsey.
Yeah, I was
But-
thinking Dunsey, but
No, I think Berger's the one that got him.
well, we'll see who ends up taking a seat first, because that's probably whoever it went on. So 5:25 to play in quarter number 2. It is a 21-20 lead after the free throws came home. Dunsey inside, loses the basketball, and he'll keep it. I think, like you said, if Dunsey plays to his size and he plays with the confidence of his size, I think it will be an even bigger asset
Can't
for
have
this
that
team.
hesitation. You
Yeah.
gotta
Inbounds to Berger.
That's the first one he
Yeah,
missed.
first missed 3 of the night for Evan Berger. We're all human. Gallagher rattles one home from 3.
He's not.
Talk about confidence.
Hansen on the baseline, and it's stolen away as he was looking for Berger up top for 3. Gallagher takes it, shakes a defender, drives, and his shot doesn't go. McSwiggan with the rebound to Pugh. Back the other way, drives, floats it up, doesn't go. And the rebound to DeShields for Laurel Highlands. Gallagher the other way. In the corner, it's Davis. And he knocks it down despite the hand in the face from Dunsey. And Dom DeSico wants a timeout to slow this thing down. A quick 6-point outburst from Laurel Highlands gives the Mustangs a 27-20 lead over Thomas Jefferson. 4:35 to play here in the first half.
Yes, that was a good timeout, I think.
Yeah, 9-3 run right now for LH since the start of this second quarter. A pair of threes from Gallagher and Davis, and Pratt and Davis went 3 for 4 from the free throw line. And TJ really has had no answer.
Nope, that one pull-up jumper from Evan Berger is all they had that quarter so far. Well, I'm going to say it again. Ethan Dunsey has the size and the skill to do something inside. He's going to have a big game for Thomas Jefferson to pull this one out.
Have to take advantage of those opportunities in close, and it seems like TJ's had too many of those missed opportunities.
So it is Jaguars basketball as we're back underway here in the second. Berger from the right side, dishes back up to Pugh. Dunsey, corner of the free throw line. Gets it to Berger, who launches a 3 off the front side of the iron. Rebound put back for Dunsey.
There you go. It's nice and easy, right?
5-point game. The Mustangs out front. DeShields tries to shake McSwiggan. His shot goes off the front side of the iron, and Evan Berger there for the rebound. Pugh back the other way, quickly. Kelly in the corner. Off the iron, no good. Rebound put back for McSwiggan. And it's a 3-point game, 3:44 to go here in the half. TJ down by 3, Laurel Highlands ball. Gallagher slowing things down up in the letters, goes to the right side. Swings it around to the left. It's Terrence Thomas Brown. Now back to Gallagher. Guarded by Berger. Eyes him up, pulls up, shoots the 3 in the face, and it's good. It's 30-24. Another tray from Gallagher.
I think you said that a little bit earlier, Jose. He has no fear of pulling up in your face.
Nope, not at all.
Pugh drives and kicks, and this is stolen away by Thomas Brown. And he loses the basketball. It's corralled, though, by Davis. Laurel Highland keeps a hold of it. Baseline drive from Davis. Rattles in and out. Thought that was going to go. It does not. Rebound, though, to the Jags, and under 3 to play here in quarter number 2. Thomas Jefferson down by 6, 30-24. Berger just outside the 3 on the right side. Looks to Dunsey. Give and go, trying to free up some space for Berger to shoot, but he goes inside to Dunsey, and he gets the 2 off glass. That's the kind of look you like to see from the Jaguars team Little give and go action, try to free up the other man between Berger and Dunsey, and it's a 4-point game.
That's the kind of finish I like to see from Dunsey. He made his last couple. Maybe get a little bit of confidence now.
6 points for Dunsey now here tonight.
Gallagher in the paint pushes out to Davis for 3. Off the backside of the iron, Terrence Thomas Brown recovers that ball, gets it to Gallagher, long range 2. Doesn't go, and it's Pugh with the rebound.
That's the type of defense that you need on Rodney Gallagher. Kelly getting that hand in his face, making it a tough shot for him.
Look inside to Dunsey, gives it to McSwiggan.
Nice pass.
Yeah, Pugh really started that off nice, giving Dunsey the opportunity. Just bobbled it for a second, but was wise enough to see where McSwiggan was. And we're going to get a timeout from Laurel Highlands, and they want to talk things over here before this first half comes to a close as Thomas Jefferson closes the gap to make it a 30-28 game. So the Jags down by just 2 here, just under 2 minutes to play.
Well, I know I'm talking about the kid a lot, but it's nice to see Ethan Dunsey get it going finally in this game. And obviously when he gets it going, the game gets tight.
Yeah, right now, Ethan Dunsey and Sean McSwiggan, they're hotter than fish grease right now. Just killing it here in the last couple of minutes as they've combined to score 8 points during an 8-3 run for Thomas Jefferson over the last 3 minutes of play.
You have 6 points for each of those guys?
6 points for each, yes.
Thank you.
They've had an impact inside. That's what they need to win this basketball game. And on the other end of the floor, you just got to make sure you keep playing some quality defense. And over the last couple of minutes, they've done just that.
That's one thing Dom DeSico mentioned when I talked to him before the start of this one was it's like he doesn't really have a guy who goes off for, 15, 20 points consistently every game. He's got a whole bunch of guys who put in around 10, 8 points, and they just, play their role, know what they've got to do, and play sound basketball. And that's what we've seen really from them so far. Baseline look from Laurel Highlands' Caden Phillips, who's into the game.
He just snatches it out of his hands.
The polite way to say it, Jordan Mayer, and he has one swatted the other way from Pratt, goes out of bounds, and they're going to say Laurel Highlands basketball. Hanson fighting hard for that one.
I'll tell you what, Thomas Jefferson, they're only down by 2 points, and Jake Pugh, their leading scorer, only has 2 points in this game. He gets his stuff going, and they got a good chance.
Like Ashley alluded to, this is a team of guys that, just play as a team.
Gallagher fires from 3, and he's got it. Just effortless shooting from Rodney Gallagher.
He's liking that 3 ball here in the second quarter. I'm sorry. What was that?
So it's not supposed to look that easy. We say it all the time.
Berger with the ball as the Jags are down by 5 under a minute to play here in the first half. Hanson drives the lane, scoop shot, doesn't go, rebound to Jalen Pratt, and Gallagher brings it back the other way, puts it off glass and good. He's falling away from the shot. Gallagher extends the lead at 7. Jaguars trying to cut that back down as Pugh guarded by Davis. Hanson in the left corner, looks inside, it's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it went off the hands of Dunsey. It'll be Laurel Highlands basketball. So 24.3 seconds left in the first half. Highlands with the ball and a 7-point advantage, 35-28, and they're going to slow it right on down. Rodney Gallagher taking his time getting across the timeline, guarded by Ian Hanson, and he shakes the ball, comes loose, but kept alive here by Laurel Highlands. 7, 6, 5 seconds to go. It's Davis. Shakes, fires a shot. I think his foot was on the line. It goes out of bounds. And just a little bit of time left on the clock.
That definitely would have only been a 2.
As the ball comes in. Quick fire from Ian Hanson. It goes off the iron. Would have been a fun end to the half, but nonetheless, it's a 7-point lead for Laurel Highlands, 35-28 at the end of the first half of play in this one. Of course, you're watching along with us tonight. We say thanks and hello for everybody tuning in for WPIAL basketball here on MVI Live. This Class 5A matchup. Top 2 teams in Section 1 sees second place team Thomas Jefferson trailing to first place Laurel Highlands, 35-28 at the half. I'm Ashley Chase alongside Jose Negron and Naz Victoria. Get some thoughts from you guys, as I'm sure there's some quick math going on to add up everybody's first half, but Jose, your thoughts?
That second quarter, I mean, Rodney Gallagher took over for LH, had 11 of his 16 points, 3 3-pointers in that second quarter, especially in that last minute of play where, TJ they cut it to 2, and Gallagher gets a big 3 and a big bucket inside to push this lead to 7. And TJ did what they had to do, getting it inside to Dunsey and McSwiggan to be able to get back into this game. But all of a sudden, as quickly as they were able to get back into it, they're facing a pretty lofty deficit again.
Yeah, getting Dunsey and McSwiggan involved in that second quarter is big. It may pay dividends down the line. As far as Laurel Highlands, what are you going to say? I mean, Rodney Gallagher, he tends to put his team on his back, and that he did.
Yes, he did. And we'll take a second here to thank some of our wonderful sponsors of MVI Live. Although insurance does not always cover wellness and preventative care, Elite Physical Therapy and Wellness offers very affordable wellness programs and packages to improve your body's overall wellness and performance. Their programs are top-notch in improving overall health and wellness and athletic performance for all ages. Go see Valley native Dr. Emilio Gallus and his staff for all of your physical therapy and sports injury treatment needs. Visit them on the web at www.eliteptw.com or arrange a consultation at 638 Ross Draver Road in Bell Vernon.
You are listening here and watching along on MVI Live. Ashley Chase, Jose Negron, and Naz Victoria. Take a look at some of our first half numbers as Laurel Highlands holds the 35-28 lead over Thomas Jefferson. I think Rodney Gallagher leading the way overall with 16 points.
Scored the last 8 points of the second quarter for Laurel Highlands, and he's been their unquestioned leader. We know that coming in every night, but he's really taken it upon himself to take over when LH needed him the most. Brandon Davis also with 9 points has kind of been a nice secondary scorer there as well.
Well, and I think, again, both of these teams, we've mentioned it with Thomas Jefferson, but haven't really said the same of Laurel Highlands, but both of these teams are incredibly balanced. I mean, there's not really a guy on who's been on the floor so far that anyone's made like a non-confident pass to.
Right.
They have trust in their teammates. And they move the ball very well. I think that's one of the things that we've seen so far from Laurel Highlands is a lot of quick passes. They do just move the ball really well as a team. They've got good chemistry, and they let the hot shooter shoot. And Gallagher's been that throughout this one, obviously with 16 points in the first half. But we don't see quite the same level of that from Thomas Jefferson, but they're right there. And they don't necessarily have the size or the swagger, I think, that we see from Laurel Highlands as far as that confidence goes.
Right.
But they do have the ability to move the ball that way. So I think, as they inch closer to the playoffs, I think it would be to their benefit to kind of play with that confidence and that swagger to try to show that, hey, like we can play at that level too. And they've certainly proved that with a 15-3 record overall.
Yeah, I think in that last 4.5 minutes too, I mean, you have two guys in Ethan Dunsey and Sean McSwiggan who, they had that little stretch where they knew they could go inside. They knew they can have that confidence to shoot the basketball and put points on the board. So I think you take that little stretch and you put that in your pocket and you say, all right, well, in the second half, I'm going to come out and I'm going to do the same thing because obviously it worked. I mean, obviously you have to factor in that Rodney Gallagher does some things that other basketball players don't quite do. But hey, if you're doing what you have to do on the other end, some things will happen.
I have to agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that if they could just keep getting it inside a little bit, then Laurel Highlands might drop off, and then Evan Berger, Jake Pugh, they could start knocking down some threes. They could change this game in a hurry.
Right. I think a guy too in that first half. Aiden Kelly, I don't think really he didn't have a point.
He didn't score.
So I think if you get Aiden Kelly going as well, he's a really potent three-point shooter. If he can get going, that will make a big difference. And we have Ian Hansen, working on his game here at halftime, trying to get some shots up. This TJ team wants this. They were down 5 in that first meeting and actually 35-30 in that last meeting. So, they want to come out and they want to, make something happen here tonight.
Well, this is going to be a big first possession for them in the second half. If they could get a good look at the bucket, cut it to 5, maybe 4, and then start doing a couple of the things we talked about, it's game. It's a game. It's a 7-point game at halftime. It's still a game.
Well, and 7 points is really the furthest apart this has been. I mean, 7 or maybe 8 at one point, but that's certainly an easy swing for either of these teams to pull, especially with the way they've been able to shoot the 3. You know, Evan Berger coming up with 3 of those. You know, Gallagher puts the 3 down. Davis puts the 3 down. So those are, you know, all guys who can make this game swing quickly in one direction or the other. So, you know, 7 points to me is kind of nothing at the at the halftime mark, but it can easily swing the other direction and kind of get out of hand if you don't come out, you know, and play confidently and solid. If you're Thomas Jefferson.
TJ came back in that first half. They actually took a 1-point lead at one point in time.
Yep.
And
2-point lead, actually.
Yep.
They had a 2-point lead?
Yeah, 17-15. And I mean, LH had a 27-20 lead with 4.5 to go in that first quarter, and we saw TJ was able to get to within 2. And, you know, Rodney Gallagher did Rodney Gallagher things. So.
Well, and I think one of the things, too, you see from Thomas Jefferson is they haven't let, when those little runs have happened, it's been one of the things that, you know, head coach Dom DeSico talked about pregame that they needed to make sure they do would be, they know you're not going to stop transition scoring from Laurel Highlands, but you can slow it.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job of that in the first half. Anytime you saw a little burst where the Mustangs would go on a run and get up by that 6 or 7 points, that was because of a transition basket in there somewhere. And anytime they made quick work of that, a timeout happened. And then the same thing happened again. You know, Thomas Jefferson had good back-to-back buckets after a turnover, and Laurel Highlands called a quick timeout to make sure that didn't get, you know, any closer out of hand. So I think that's one thing that the Jags have actually done well in the first half, but they obviously have to continue to do at that level or better to keep Laurel Highlands from winning this basketball game.
In that last meeting, LH actually started the second half on a 9-3 run and was able to extend their lead to 9 points. TJ doesn't want that to happen here tonight. They want to make sure that they're the ones that kind of get out to that run, or they're kind of, you know, making sure that this deficit doesn't swell more than 7 points. Because, hey, if you're in that mix between trailing for a while between, you know, 4 or 7 points, you kind of live with that, you know, once you start to get something going.
Yes, it's a game. Anything could happen at that point. But once it starts getting into double figures, it's a lot harder to come back from.
Right.
Makes you a little bit more one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Well, we're just under 2 minutes away from the start of the second half of action here in WPIAL basketball on MVI Live, a Class 5A Section 1 matchup between Laurel Highlands and Thomas Jefferson. The Mustangs up 35-28 here at the half. And we'll thank a couple more of the sponsors that bring you coverage here from the Mon Valley Independent.
Are you looking for a solid start to your daily routine? Look no further than the newly opened Camel Coffee Company in Washington Township, Belle Vernon. Camel Coffee Company is open daily from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring Intelligentsia coffee and other custom-made and community-brewed coffee. You can also add a pastry and sandwiches to your daily routine as well. Camel Coffee Company offers free Wi-Fi and is locally owned and operated, so go check them out along Route 201 directly across from the Washington Township Fire Department. If you have recently bought a home or refinanced your current home, have you considered changing your homeowner's insurance? The Michael Williamson Farmers Insurance Agency offers great rates and excellent customer service. Give them a call at 724-292-8066 or visit the office at 214 West Main Street in Monongahela. The Michael Williamson Farmers Insurance Agency is proud to sponsor MVI Live and Mon Valley Athletics. Foster House 2 is now open for dine-in and carry-out. Don't miss one of the famous king sandwiches from the Foster House, which now has pizza by the slice and pizza burgers available all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Watch all the Penguins games on the big screen TVs with a feature of 22-ounce Coors Light drafts for $2.50 during the games. Don't miss out on some of the best food in the Valley at Foster House 2 in Washington Township, Belle Vernon.
Thanks for joining us for tonight's game. I'm Ashley Chase alongside Jose Negron and Naz Victoria for MVI Live coverage of high school basketball. As we get set for the second half of this one, Laurel Highlands leading Thomas Jefferson 35-28 at the half. Second half of action coming up. Starters back on the floor for the Jaguars. That means it's Ian Hansen, Aiden Kelly, Jake Pugh, Sean McSwiggan, and Ethan Dunsey. For Laurel Highlands, the starters Keandre DeShields, Rodney Gallagher, Caleb Palumbo is not, yeah, there he is. And Nick Egot as well as Brandon Davis out there. So starting five back out both ways. Pugh drives, kicks to Dunsey, Kelly, guarded by Davis, thought about a three. Keeps the ball moving to McSwiggan and back out to Ian Hansen, top of the key. Tries to shake off Gallagher, pushes it back out to Kelly, drives baseline, spin move, gets to the basket and good. What a move from Aiden Kelly for 2 to make it a 5-point game.
What a way to get your first basket of the night.
Yep. Good time, too. They needed that.
We talked about how he needed to get going, and that's something that can get him going.
DeShields drives and
They're going to call Duncy.
yeah,
for
Ethan
that.
Duncy thought he had the block and a takeaway, but
I thought he had the block and the takeaway, too, but we're sitting over here in midcourt, and the referee was standing right there.
it's such a trick when you're, the big man to make sure you're straight up, and when you go to block that, if you're turning your hands down, it's just your hands and not anything from the elbow. They're very conscientious about how they call those, and it's the tough thing to do when you're the big one.
Bill Greco gave a shout out on the game tonight. Gave you a compliment, Ashley. He didn't know if you were Doris Burke or Ashley Chase.
I'll take that any day. I'll bring her water if she needs it, though. 36-30, Laurel Highlands leading Thomas Jefferson, and the shot goes, was that Kelly again?
I know what I'm talking
Yes,
about,
it was. Jose's key to the second half. Kelly getting off a little bit, and he comes out and puts 2 in.
First 4 points of the second half here coming from Aiden Kelly as Davis has the ball left corner. Back out to Keandre DeShields. Now Palumbo from 3, rattles around, doesn't go, and Pugh collects the rebound. 6:30 on the clock here in the third quarter. To McSwiggan, back up to Pugh, long range 3 off the backside of the iron. DeShields with the board. Moves quickly up the floor, but he's met by a pack of Jaguars. Is that what they're called? Palumbo fires a 3, doesn't go. Hansen rebounding back the other way.
TJ, maybe a key for TJ, maybe slowing down the pace a little bit.
I think we said that pregame, huh?
Yeah, I mean, why not try to slow it down? It's going to be a tight game. Try to look for those perfect shots.
Hansen, top of the key. Tries to shake Brandon Davis. Back to Pugh. Finds an opening, drives in the lane, dishes
Nice
to Duncy,
pass.
lays it up and in. Pugh could have finished that one off. Unselfish play, seeing Duncy on the opposite side, and he makes it a 2-point game.
Yep, and Ethan's continuing his good play from the second quarter.
8 points for Ethan Duncy here tonight.
Laurel Highlands with the ball. They're up 36-34, 5:30 to go as the crowd that's in-house making some noise here for the Jaguars defense. DeShields drives in the lane, guarded by McSwiggan. His shot doesn't go, rebound to Duncy. Quickly back the other way with Pugh, looking for help. Pulls up from the free throw line, knocks it down. We got a tie game. 5:10 to play in the third, and we're all tied up at 36 as the Jaguars close the 7-point halftime gap.
Yep, 8-1 run to start the third.
Gallagher, they're going to say a push on Gallagher as he drove baseline. That'll be on Ian Hansen. I think that might be his
That's his
first.
first. No, that's his second foul for
Second?
the game. Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
DeShields.
You talk about TJ's defense. They're the second best defense in 5A.
Yeah, they do a tremendous job. They've average allowing only 45 points against all year as the 3-point shot doesn't go and Duncy is there for the rebound. Pugh wanting to push it quickly the other way. Nearly has it knocked down, but controls it. No look pass to Duncy. Inside basket and a foul. Thomas Jefferson takes the lead, 38-36, with 1 more to go from the line from Duncy. What a play by the Jaguars.
Double figures for Ethan Duncy.
That was another beautiful pass by Jake Pugh to Ethan Duncy.
Timeout, Laurel Highlands, and the Jaguars fans and the Jaguars are loving that. Coach Dom DeSico giving Duncy all the props coming off the floor on that one. And Jaguars, hey, 10 to 1 run
10-1 run.
to start the third quarter, and that's really what they needed.
We talked about it. I mean, last meeting, LH was able to get out to that run and kind of make that more of a lopsided game. TJ's come out here in the second half. They're not letting LH have anything as they lead 38-36.
I think Thomas Jefferson's defense was good in the first half, but it's been tighter.
They ramped it up, yep.
So 4:34 to go in the third as Dunsey will head to the line. Try to finish off the old-fashioned three-point play.
What a game for Dunsey here tonight.
And he knocks it down, 39-36, the largest advantage for Thomas Jefferson so far as the Jaguars are up by 3. Gallagher brings the ball across for Laurel Highlands, looks inside to Davis, a little no-look pass to Palumbo, who walked outside the 3, but
Yes,
shot doesn't go. Hansen brings it back the other way, shakes off Gallagher, no look to Kelly on the outside, pulls up, his jumper doesn't go, front side of the iron, rebound put back from McSwiggan doesn't go, and Gallagher grabs the rebound. 4:05 on the clock. Gallagher in the lane, and I think they're going to call Ian Hansen for a foul here. I thought they might get a jump ball, actually, the way the ball was a little tied up.
Foul number 3 for Hansen, and
You get McSwiggan will check out as Evan Berger comes back in. DeShields, left side for Laurel Highlands. Guarded by Kelly, drives into him and gets his shot to rattle home nonetheless. Makes it 39-38. The Mustangs keep it tight. Pugh running from the point right now. Directing traffic, gets it to Hansen, top of the key. Drives inside, knocked away by Davis, picked up by DeShields. Pulls up, fakes. Second shot doesn't go, and Berger collects the rebound, and we go back the other way. Right corner, back out to Pugh. So he'll set the offense up from the start. 3:15 to go here in the third. Berger, right side, drives in the lane, gets his shot up, and hangs on that back iron, doesn't go. Tried to save it from out of bounds, but it's now into the hands of Gallagher. He'll push it to Palumbo for 3 from the right side, no good. Kelly contesting that rebound. They're going to say it goes out of bounds off of Brandon Davis. Good hustle play there from Kelly to get to that ball.
I will say, we always talk about the offensive ability of Rodney Gallagher, but the way he plays defense is just as impressive. I mean, he can lock down your top scorer.
And rebound.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, he's just a complete player.
Hansen with the ball guarded by Davis, top of the key. Drives, hands it off to Berger. Thinks about a 3, drives in the paint, lays one hand up off the backside of the iron and goes. It's 41-38, a 3-point lead here for the Jags.
Nice drive.
Gallagher brings it across the timeline. Hands off to Davis, push to Palumbo on the left side. Still let their offense run as the crowd.
That's his 4th.
That's a tough call there. Foul on Ian Hansen right out at the half-court line, and definitely contact, but
TJ definitely brings in some size, though, as McSwiggan and Mayer check in. Evan Berger adds to that size as well.
And a shot from Gallagher. He falls away. Mayer goes with him, but Pugh picks up the rebound. Quickly up the floor in transition. It's Kelly off the backboard and in. It's a 5-point lead for Thomas Jefferson. 43-38, under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Largest lead of the game for the Jaguars.
Davis fires a 3, nothing but the bottom of the net for Brandon Davis, and it feels like forever and a day since we've had a true field goal from the Mustangs. Kelly with the ball right in front of us here. Drives off to the left side. Dish to Pugh for 3, and he knocks it down. Back to the 5-point advantage. It's 46-41, minute 30 left in the third. Great intensity from our crowd here on hand. Few in number, but not in sound and passion. Inside look to Egot, comes back around to Palumbo. He drives, dishes to DeShields, and it's knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be Thomas Jefferson basketball. What a defensive effort. I think it was McSwiggan who was part of that effort to come up with that basketball. Minute 8 to play here in the third quarter. A 5-point lead for Thomas Jefferson, 46-41.
Jaden Pratt and Terrence Thomas Brown back on the court for LH.
Yeah, get a little extended breather for some of these guys. Berger with the basketball, tries to drive in, but his shot is stripped away, picked up by DeShields. Gallagher quickly back the other way, spin move in the lane, Reckless play doesn't go, but the rebound put back from Jalen Pratt. Pugh will bring things in and slow things down. I think Coach DeSico wants one shot here as we've got 35 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 46-43 TJ. Pugh out between the circles, guarded by Gallagher. Has to eye up and shake his man. Maintains control of the basketball despite the good defense from Gallagher. He kicks to the outside. Kelly fakes a three, long two, gets it to go. It's 48-43, a 5-point lead once again for the Jaguars. Laurel Highlands with time winding down. Shot from Davis doesn't go. Rebound to Pugh. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Fires off the backboard. No good, but it is a huge third quarter as the Jaguars come off the floor with applause from their fans. It is 48-43, Jaguars in front.
20-8. TJ wins that quarter by a 20-8 margin. Huge quarter there for Aiden Kelly. 8 points for Aiden Kelly.
And Ethan Duncey.
Ethan Duncey now up to 11. Evan Berger also with 11 points here tonight.
Yes. Jake Pugh broke out. He put up 5 that quarter. Heck, people might start thinking we know a little bit.
Who could have imagined?
What a third quarter from the Jaguars here on MVI Live as we've got a matchup of these top teams here in Section 1.
Take a second to thank Frontier Heating and Cooling Services for their support of MVI Live. Do you need something done around your house, especially when it comes to your HVAC system? Look no further than The Working Man. Give Chuck Merlack a call for your HVAC and plumbing needs. But that's not all The Working Man does. Electrical, framing, drywall, excavation, water, fire restoration. You name it, he can likely do it. An authorized Lennox Carrier dealer, The Working Man also offers apprenticeship programs and can provide excavating, help you with insurance claims, and now features whole house air cleaners to help kill viruses. Call The Working Man at 724-557-2028.
Three-pointer no good from Davis as the fourth quarter's underway. I'm Ashley Chase alongside Jose Negron and Naz Victoria here tonight for MVI Live coverage of WPIAL basketball. Class 5A Section 1 matchup.
Ooh, Duncey wanted to take that three.
He's always wanted to be a guard.
And everybody said, oh.
The sigh of relief when he passed that basketball. Probably the first time tonight you've heard that. Turnover, Laurel Highlands back the other way, and DeShields fouled underneath the hoop.
By McSwiggan. It's his third.
And DeShields will head to the line. Hasn't put a ton of points on the board.
DeShields? No, he has
Only
7. Make it 8.
And free throws will be important as we play throughout this one. Haven't been an excessive amount of fouls called in this game. Knock on wood. Is there wood left in this gym now that we've got a new one? I don't think so, but
wherever it is.
Wherever it is, someone's got it for us. So you at home listening,
knock on wood.
Knock on that dining room table for us. But 48-45 as DeShields puts both of those in.
We got a little bit under our feet.
Yeah. The obvious hardwood. Thanks, Naz.
That's all right.
TJ trying to slow things down. I think in this final quarter, a 3-point lead. Why not look for the perfect shot? Oh, there's a travel.
Yeah, I get defensive pressure here from Davis.
Got to limit your turnovers here in this fourth quarter.
Two early turnovers here for TJ in this first minute, 10 seconds.
I think Duncey was trying to get a foul called inside as he was just trying to kind of claim space for himself, mark his territory, if you will. Gallagher, left side. Fires a three with Duncey's hand in his face, clear out by the free throw line, but it's going to be a foul called on Jaden Pratt going over the back to get that rebound.
Here comes Berger coming in for McSwiggan. I think that's a kid you want on the court here in this final quarter.
Yes, sir. You know, I've been noticing, it's been interesting. Evan Berger has been playing defense on Rodney Gallagher.
He has.
6:25 on the clock here in the third quarter. It's 48-45. Thomas Jefferson in front. Kelly, baseline. Shot doesn't go. Rebound to Gallagher. Back the other way. Drives around the defense. A little hook shot. Uses the left hand and gets it up and in.
That's
it's a one-point game.
Gallagher's first bucket of the second half.
He still has 18 points.
Berger on the left side for the Jaguars.
No, don't want to pick it up there.
And Pugh now between the circles. Gets it to Kelly on the left side. Inside to Dunsey. Dribble. Kicks to the outside to Pugh. Thought about the long three, but Gallagher quick out to defend. Drives in the paint. Kicks it to Berger for three from the left side. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Evan Berger. His fourth of the night. He's got 14. 51-47. Thomas Jefferson up by 4. 5:25 to go. Gallagher's shot, no good. Pratt fouled as he was looking for the rebound putback, and he'll head to the line for the Mustangs.
I'll tell you what, Jake Pugh has been throwing some very nice passes. He's getting good penetration and kicking it, and he's assisted on a lot of these buckets.
He's a quarterback, Naz. That's what they do.
Pratt looking for
It's QB1.
2 from the line. Doesn't get the first. 5:21 to play. 4-point lead here for the Jaguars. We've got on the floor for Thomas Jefferson, Ian Hansen, Evan Berger, Jake Pugh, Aiden Kelly, and Ethan Dunsey. Second one goes, 3-point game, 51-48. Pugh brings it across the half-court line, guarded by Gallagher. Takes a screen from Dunsey. Gallagher tips it away, but Kelly there to collect for the Jaguars. Maintains possession. Trying to shake off Terrence Thomas Brown in the lane. They're going to say he stepped on the line heading to the basket. That'll be a
good
turnover.
Defense. Good defense by Terrence Thomas Brown.
You saw Gallagher is bringing the ball up the floor now for the Mustangs. Kind of gather the 5 that were starting the fourth quarter all together before they came out of the huddle at the break. Had some good leadership there from a guy who does it on both sides of the basketball. Shot doesn't go from Pratt. Rebound won by Evan Berger.
We always talk about the big three bigs that TJ has. There's a
Steal here. Davis back the other way. Gets his shot to go. Hansen with the effort to get that back on defense, but knows he can't foul, so just had to kind of run away. It's a 1-point lead now for Thomas Jefferson. 4:20 to play.
That was a freshman turnover from Berger. Just took it too easy.
And a turnover here in the hands of Gallagher, and he loses the ball out of bounds. It's going to stay Laurel Highlands basketball.
We talked early in this quarter, they can't turn the ball over like that. That's how you give up a lead.
And McSwiggan checking in for Aiden Kelly. We'll add some size to this lineup with Berger, Dunsey, and McSwiggan all in.
Nice
Bounce pass down low to Jalen Pratt, and he gets the lead back for Laurel Highlands. It's 52-51. The red, white, and blue back in front.
five unanswered points for LH right now.
Pugh for 3. Doesn't go. Thomas Brown with the rebound. 3:40 to play here in the third. 1-point advantage for the Mustangs. Pratt looking to pass out to Terrence Thomas Brown, and
Good
it's knocked out
defense
of
by
bounds.
Ian Hansen.
Gordon Mayer returns for Ethan Dunsey.
I'd say Ethan will only be out for about a minute, get a breather, come back in and finish this game out strong as he possibly can.
Gallagher, right side, drives baseline, guarded by Hansen, and he steps on the baseline. So it'll be a turnover. Thomas Jefferson looking to take the lead back here as Pugh gives it off to Hansen and lets him bring the ball up the court. 3:15 to play. 1-point game. Laurel Highlands in front. Pugh for 3. Off the iron and bounces over the back of the backboard. So will be Mustangs ball.
Shout out to the Teslaviches. They're watching 2 games at once at home today.
Hopefully enjoying this one. Glad to have you all along with us here on MVI Live, coverage of high school basketball. Davis drives, and his shot's blocked by Berger.
I was going to say earlier, before that steal, that, we always talk about Mayer, McSwiggan, and Dunsey having the size, but Evan Berger adds a lot of size for this TJ team as only a freshman.
Gallagher, left side, guarded by Hansen. Gives it back out to Keandre DeShields. He drives left side, and his shot blocked up by Mayer and McSwiggan, and a big foul. Gallagher gets into Ian Hansen, and they shake that off.
That's his first, team second.
That was good hustle by Rod to get back. It wasn't a intentional foul there or anything, but
Yeah,
good defense.
Looked a little worse than it really was. 1 point advantage here for Highlands. 2:30 to play.
Another nice pass by Pugh.
Beautiful pass out to Hansen. Gets it to Mayer inside. It's going to be a blocking foul called on Jaden Pratt. Excuse me. I think I've been saying Jalen, so I apologize. It is Jaden Pratt. Pugh looking to get the ball in bounds. Gets it to McSwiggan. Hands off to Berger. Comes on the right side. Takes the screen from Mayer. Pushes to Pugh from the left side. His shot doesn't go, but right there is Mayer. Tips it out to Berger. Gets it back inside to Mayer. Thought he had an open line to Pugh, but the Mustangs right there on defense to jump in. 2:05 to play. 1 point lead for Laurel Highlands. As Dunsey gets ready to check back in.
Costly turnovers here for TJ. 5 already here in this quarter. Like you said, Nasman, that's how you kind of lose a lead.
Yes, sir. Can't turn the ball over, folks.
And Laurel Highlands happy to take a little time off the clock here with their 1 point lead before calling a timeout. So timeout called by Laurel Highlands as the Jaguars will get some subs in. I think Kelly and Dunsey both coming back in, but 1:43 to play. A 1 point lead for Laurel Highlands.
Laurel Highlands, they're much better when they run as opposed to trying to set up in a half-court offense. Much better when they are able to get out and go.
Yeah, credits to TJ's defense for knowing that was something they had to emphasize coming into this game. They knew they had to stop this offense and that transition game and, slow this team down, and I think they've done a pretty good job of that tonight.
Well, in the first quarter and the second quarter, Laurel Highlands scored 18 points and 17 points respectively. I believe in the second half so far, with only 2 minutes left in the ball game, Laurel Highlands has only scored 18 points.
Yeah.
And the fact that they put up 18.
17, I stand corrected.
After being outscored 20-8 in the third. Had they not had that 7-point halftime lead, it wouldn't be much of a game at all. But a 1 point lead here for Laurel Highlands as we're back underway. 1:40 to play. Thomas Jefferson. It's Hansen guarding Gallagher. Looks to go baseline, and he's tripped up. They're going to call Ian Hansen.
5th foul for Hansen.
And one and one.
So a tough call here for Thomas Jefferson, as that'll send Ian Hansen to the bench, as Laurel Highlands has the 52-51 advantage with Gallagher at the line.
They have
four fouls on Hansen. Gallagher makes the first.
I think he thought it was his 5th too.
I think he did. He walked over to
I think they have
table.
an incorrect stat up there because that was his 5th foul. But that's good. He's still in the game. 4 fouls.
Gallagher makes the first and the second, so it's a 3-point lead here, nonetheless, for Laurel Highlands. We'll bring you to the finish here on MVI Live. Hansen comes across the half-court line to Aiden Kelly, top of the key. Left side, Berger for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Jaden Pratt for Laurel Highlands. He'll dribble away from the Jags. 1:05 to play as a intentional fouling portion of the contest has begun.
Yeah, I think it might be a little too early to be doing that, but
I think if you're Thomas Jefferson, what you don't want is, a given 2 points. So if you can run the risk of, maybe just getting one. But I'm with you. I think I might have been a little later on that.
Yeah, with the kind of defense that Thomas Jefferson has the ability to play, I don't intentionally foul.
In a way, I guess I can understand it, considering just the ball movement and the way that LH operates on offense. I mean, they could take so much time off the clock.
Well, and both free throws go. So it's a 5-point lead here for Laurel Highlands with 1:05 left on the clock, and Thomas Jefferson calls a timeout. So with just over a minute to play, if you're Thomas Jefferson, where are your go-tos right now, the 5-point deficit?
Evan Berger, Ethan Dunsey, Jake Pugh.
Yeah, I think right now you got to try to maybe trim this to at least 2. Try to get a good look with a 3-pointer from Berger or Pugh. I know Pugh's had a couple of attempts here. Aiden Kelly is a good 3-point shooter as well. So, you have a couple of different options. In this quarter, I mean, TJ's just been haunted by so many turnovers. I mean, 5 here in the final, in this 8-minute frame. And, that's really, really cost them here in this one.
It's a 13-3 quarter so far for Laurel Highlands.
And it's certainly making all the difference here in that 5-point deficit for Thomas Jefferson.
Evan Berger, the lone 3 points of this quarter for Thomas Jefferson.
Well, and we mentioned some of the 3-point shooters there, but now as you said it with Dunsey, and why not for everybody else, drive on this team, make them foul you.
Get to the line.
If you get 2 in the process, maybe you can pick up that third. Hansen with the ball. Under a minute to play. Gives it to Kelly. Easy 2 underneath the basket. Another timeout here for Thomas Jefferson. So a 4-point game with 54 seconds left. That's exactly what Thomas Jefferson needed. Some kind of quick and dirty points underneath the basket and close this thing up to a
It's a 3-point game, right?
game.
Yeah,
Yes.
and now 10 points for Aiden Kelly all in this second half.
So what do you do here? Do you foul? Do you play good defense? I play good defense, go for a steal, and if a foul happens, it happens.
Yep.
If not, then send them to the line. Don't let them take too much time off the clock.
I think the fact that they were able to get that quick bucket is what dictates what they can do here on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, and quick basket, you know where the other team's going to set up, so you can also come in with a steal play drawn up. You know what to do if you get the steal. You know what to do if you don't, and how much time you have before you're allowed to just foul and send the other team to the line. Long inbounds here comes to Davis. Dunsey, they're waiting, and Davis gets the shot over Dunsey. It doesn't go. Dunsey grabs the rebound. Pugh with the basketball. 47 seconds left. 3 points. Stand between Thomas Jefferson and a tie ball game. Pugh drives. Goes to the basket, hoop, and the harm. It's a tie ball game with 37 seconds left.
He could tie it up on this free throw.
I'll check myself right there. 1 point from the line will tie this ball game with 37.1 on the clock. Now we've got a tie game. At least my excitement wasn't for nothing. 56 all as we've got a timeout with 37.1 on the clock.
Well, Kelly and Pugh came out and did what they had to do. They got the old-fashioned 3-point play and a 2, taking it to the hole. Smart.
TJ really dodged a bullet on Brandon Davis taking that shot, missing. They get it to Pugh, and Pugh's able to tie this game at 56.
What a finish here between these two teams. And, we've mentioned it earlier, Thomas Jefferson has a few more games experience on this season, just the way things have played out, than Laurel Highlands. TJ actually has played 6 more games all year. And that experience really matters in this shortened season.
They're going to go with full court pressure again. I'm not sure I agree with that.
We'll see what happens. Tie game, 56 all, 37 seconds left, and it's Laurel Highlands basketball. Gallagher bringing the ball up the floor for the Mustangs, guarded by Hansen. Comes across the timeline. Hansen keeping that pressure, keeping his distance. He's got 4 fouls. Gallagher gives off to Davis. 18 seconds to go. Back to Gallagher, and timeout called by Laurel Highlands with 14.7 seconds left on the clock.
You have Khalid Palumbo back in the game. They can't forget about him. He's taken 3 shots this half. He's missed them all. He hasn't scored yet, but he has the ability to knock down big shots.
He does. We've seen it time and time again over the summer, and he's just another weapon that this LH team has to, or this TJ team has to be, aware of.
So 56 all here between Thomas Jefferson and Laurel Highlands. The WPIAL 5A Section 1 clash. These two teams going to give a lot of teams nightmares as we head towards the postseason. Just a couple of games left for each of these teams, but the main thing is the main thing here tonight. These teams want to come away with a win, and for Thomas Jefferson, looking to avenge an earlier season loss and set the stage here. 56 points apiece, 14.7 seconds left on the clock. Ball comes into Gallagher, guarded by Hansen. Into the right corner, 5 seconds. Trying to drive on Berger, pulls up, and he drains the shot. Quick timeout called by Thomas Jefferson.
Big shot, Rodney Gallagher. That's what we should nickname him, Big Shot. He's the big shot. He knocks them down
He's the man.
all the time at the end of the game.
Well, Gallagher puts that one in to make it 59-56. And the quick whistle here, as the teams are talking about.
I don't think that was a 3.
Yeah, and that's what they are saying. It's a 2. So they're going to make this 58-56 with Gallagher's foot on the line.
Interesting thing. Now, is there really 1/10 of a second left in this game?
Well, and that,
Video review.
that was my question, was how much time was going to be left on the clock.
Looks like there should be close to 2 seconds on the clock. About 1.7 maybe?
A minute and 20 seconds.
So
1.2
here's
is what
something
they're going to
interesting.
put on the clock here. 1.2 and a 2 point is what Thomas Jefferson needs.
So
Right now they
at
have a
the
minute and
end
20.
at the end of every quarter, I believe TJ tried a long shot, and all of them have hit off the
They were
rim.
very close, yes.
Let's see what happens here.
I don't know, with this long heave, I mean, who do you want to take it? Right now there's a minute and 20 seconds on. Now there's 12 seconds on.
They're still wrong.
Cool. We got to get the scoreboard set here for the time on the clock, but
They're
we know
struggling.
what it is. It's 1.2.
They're struggling at the scorer's table
I don't know,
tonight.
if you have this shot, I mean,
They just need to run it down and stop it.
really,
I've done enough scoreboards.
I think I'd want Jake Pugh to take this shot,
Evan Barger.
or maybe Evan Berger. I mean, you have some guys who are capable of hitting from long range with him and Kelly and even
There
Ian
you go.
Hansen.
We got 1.2 on the clock. Big stage here. Thomas Jefferson trails 58-56, and we'll get another timeout in the meantime. Maybe we can just count this one on our hands so we don't mess up the scoreboard.
What a finish, guys. What a finish.
Well, and we're glad that you're tuned in for the finish of this one on MVI Live.
Like I said, we've seen Rodney Gallagher time and time again take the big shot and knock it down. And
He has ice in his veins.
yes, in last year's WPIL championship game, with just a couple seconds left on the clock, he went to the free throw line, knocked down 2 free throws, then stole the inbounds pass.
Yeah, it certainly comes up with big shots and big moments, and Gallagher did so here to put the Mustangs ahead by 2. But his defense has come up big as well, and I'll be curious to see how they line up as Thomas Jefferson comes back out from this timeout. 1.2 seconds on the clock. We'll see what the Jaguars decide to do.
I'd man up on the 4 guys on the floor and have 1 guy standing back underneath the hoop just in case, and just play as good a D as you can. Try to keep them from getting the ball in bounds. The one thing that you don't want to do if you're Laurel Highlands is foul.
Yep. Anything but a foul for Laurel Highlands is basically
Actually, I am
win.
wrong on that. I am totally wrong.
You don't want to.
I would foul as soon as the ball came in bounds. They only have 14 fouls.
Well, but if it's in the act of shooting a 3, might
True.
be where you don't want to do it. So Pugh will inbound. 2-point lead for Laurel Highlands. Ball comes in, and it's right out of bounds. I think they're
over.
gonna. I think they're gonna say some time on the clock. I'm not sure. The officials are gonna chat here because I didn't think time shouldn't have.
Maybe a tenth of a second.
Yeah, there should be.
That's
thought
game. They called it. That's over.
Well, that'll be the.
The officials are walking off the floor.
That'll be the anticlimactic finish that we were not looking for, as Laurel Highlands bench warmers say a not so kind farewell to the Thomas Jefferson crowd here tonight. After all of that, that was a bit of a disappointing final moment of this ball
1.2
game.
seconds, right? The
Yeah.
longest 1.2 seconds of the season so far.
Absolutely, but a final score nonetheless here in this one. Laurel Highlands, the 58-56 winner over Thomas Jefferson here tonight. We'll thank a few more of the folks that bring us high school sports coverage on the Mon Valley Independent, monvalleyindependent.com. Make sure you've got your subscription so that you can follow along with all of the postseason action for all the teams across the Mon Valley. Pick up a paper where they're sold near you as well.
Yep, be sure to pick up a copy of the paper tomorrow with my game story, some photos from Mr. Mike Darnay as well. So we'll thank a couple of sponsors here.
Yeah, Elite Physical Therapy, Camel Coffee Company, Michael Williamson Farmers Insurance Agency, Foster House 2, Frontier Heating and Cooling Services. And again, make sure you pick up a copy of the Mon Valley Independent and stay up to date on all of the news, sports, and more around the Mon Valley online, monvalleyindependent.com. And of course, tune in to coverage throughout the remainder of the regular season here on MVI Live. Take a look at some of the final stats from this one, as it was a fight down to the very finish. Ends up a 2-point game, thrilling fashion, although the final moment itself not as thrilling as quite the rest of the game was, because that was great basketball action from start to finish, really, in this one. And it's Laurel Highlands who comes away with the 58-56 victory to stay on top of Section 1 in WPIAL Class 5A. They are now 10-3 overall, 8-0 in the section. Thomas Jefferson will be 15-4 overall, 5-3 in Section 1.
For Laurel Highlands, Rodney Gallagher finished with 22, and Brandon Davis finished with 16. Do you have the Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, Evan Berger finished with a team-high 14, I believe 4 3-pointers for him. Ethan Dunsey with 11 points, Aiden Kelly with 10, all in the second half.
So that's the way we finish up here. All of your double-digit scores from throughout this one. Again, the final score, Laurel Highlands 58 and Thomas Jefferson 56. I'm Ashley Chase. Thanks to Jose Negron, Naz Victoria, and Olivia on the camera duties here this evening and staying up with everyone on the chat. We thank all of you for tuning in and being a part of high school basketball this season on MVI Live. I'm Ashley Chase, and hope you enjoyed this one. Final score, Laurel Highlands 58, Thomas Jefferson 56. Good night, everybody.